Hi guys, today I want to talk with you about a new club. New club, not that I only want to present to you a new club, a club, even, but also the club is really new because the club is only 12 years old. In 2009, RB Leipzig was founded, and since 2016 they play in the Bundesliga, and um, in the normally it's not quite possible to get from the lowest league into the highest in within 7 years, but they talked to clubs from the fifth league, the Oberliga, and then they bought a club. So the RB Leipzig bought a club and changed everything. First they changed the name, then they changed the stadiums, the whole infrastructure is totally new, and so the old club doesn't exist anymore, but RB Leipzig still exists. And in 2009 they started in the fifth league in Germany, and now they are in the first Bundesliga. And so they got very quickly higher and higher, and now with not even, they are not even 20 years old, not even 15 years old, and already on this level. How did they do this? On the one hand, they had a good sponsor who invested a lot of money. On the other hand, they invested in very competent people. Ralf Rangnick, I think we all know Ralf Rangnick, who was at TSG 1899 Hoffenheim, and then at Schalke, and then to RB Leipzig, and then he coordinated all the Red Bull clubs, and now I think I saw he will work in Russia. Yeah. And more of them, of those people, they just could inspire to work on RB Leipzig. And yeah, so when we look at RB Leipzig, we have to look at Red Bull. Red Bull, the energy drink company, which is more a sports marketing company than energy drink company, but so we know them from very big investments in sports. For example, the Formula 1 with Max Verstappen, they have 2 seats, and then they have a second team which called Toro Rosso, I think, and maybe not, I don't care. Well, they have a second team to develop their drivers, and they have all the stunts athletes, the Red Bull athletes, where some of them already died in the try of something amazing. In terms of Red Bull, amazing. So they are well known in the sports industry, and Red Bull and Leipzig is now a part of their whole marketing activities. If we look at this club, we have to look to the identity, to know, to get to get known to them. And on their website they say they are a club for family. They want to celebrate football parties. They want to inspire and activate people, and they want to play attractive offensive football. And I've never been to the stadium, but so I can't say if it's a club for families, or if it's a club more for business people, or for whom the club, or who are the fans of the club. But this is not quite important. What I can say is the football is very attractive. There are very poor games in the whole history where you think that wasn't the football how they want to play, and how the brand they want to the brand to have. Also, they very early were clear how to sign players. They decided how old the players are they want to sign, how and then which qualities they need, and that's what they are doing since there was founded. And the interesting thing at this club is often if you look into the third league from Germany, into the third division, or in the second, many players change their club very often. So there are only a few clubs who manage to build a team and to trust in the team and to keep the team together over 2-3 years. And in Leipzig you see, I think there are still some players who played 2011 in the third division at Leipzig and still are playing there. And I think this shows that they manage to show all their employees the way to develop the company, but also the employees themselves. If I remember, Willi Orban, I think, is long there. Yusuf Paulsen. So there are some players, some players still there. I think Orban left, but the players were able to grow with the club. The regular development way is a player develops, and the club has to sell the player to get money and to buy the next player, or to get money and to survive, because they are not able to survive without selling their players. And now I want to look a bit in the future. So I told you RB Leipzig is not even 15 years old, but they are that successful. What do I mean with successful? Even if they just were in the second division, it would be successful, but they are in the first, and not even they are in the first. They were in the cup finals. They already played in the semifinals of the Champions League, so they built up a very strong football company. But I don't think they are recognized as that big company already. Not even in Germany. In Germany, everybody says Dortmund and Bayern are the big one, and first Bayern, then there's a lot of space, and then Dortmund, and then Leipzig. But but I thought, if I imagine a 12-year-old young boy next to me, how will it develop? How will the boy, develop in the next 5 years? And that's just amazing. And I think the same will happen to Leipzig. And my prediction is they will win the Champions League in the next 5 years at least once, and they will get into the semifinals of the Champions League at least twice. So I think it's one of the biggest clubs in Europe already, but now even they didn't manage with understatement in the beginning, in 2009-2010. They said, well, we will get to the Bundesliga, we will become a Bundesliga. But now they turned their strategy. In terms of, they try to say, well, we are a small club, and see what we reached in the last years. And yes, but RB Leipzig gets a lot of hate in Germany, because in Germany the football fans like the thinking of the football club is a club and not a company, and they don't they like their 50+1 rule and want to keep it, and they want and that's why they want the clubs, which are companies already, to have a character of a club. And RB Leipzig doesn't do it, and the football fans in Germany are scared about not having the stadium full. To come to a stadium, see a match, and you are more or less the only one who watches the game. If you have a 60,000 capacity in your stadium, you have to manage to get it full for every single match. And RB Leipzig is a new club. How can they manage that 60,000 people go to this stadium? And with TSG Hoffenheim, Germany had, for football fans, a similar club who reached the Bundesliga, and it was, as I told you, as I explained to you before, it was just like they went to an away game, and in my when I saw TSG Hoffenheim live in the stadium, I went there and it was just like, is this Bundesliga or is this fifth league? And I thought, well, if I only see the away fans, I say this is fifth league and not this is Bundesliga, and that's why, and that scares many football fans. But I also before COVID, I went to see RB Leipzig in their away game against Hertha BSC Berlin. So Hertha BSC Berlin in the Olympia Stadium of Berlin, in Berlin, was the match, and I was just like, how do they manage that so many fans travel from Leipzig to Berlin to see this match? And till now I cannot explain to you, but Leipzig always had other marketing targets than other clubs. Other clubs' marketing targets now are internationalize their fan bases, build up a new office somewhere around the world, as we see Bayern, as we see Dortmund, but RB Leipzig has to work on its image in Germany, and first of all they had to work on its image, on their image in Leipzig. And a few years ago, a friend of mine went to Leipzig to live there and to study there, and she said, well, when I went into my home, RB Leipzig gave me 2 tickets for a match I wanted to go, and I think a small merchandise. So they really try to get the whole city behind them, and when they manage that, and I think they manage this very good, and they are already very successful also in this categories, and that's why when they manage that, they will be a very big help for Red Bull as a marketing strategy, as a marketing operative, I don't know, as part of the marketing from Red Bull. Even though they are not allowed to call themselves Red Bull, they call themselves RB. So, yeah, they are not allowed because the Bundesliga, the DFL, in the law of the Bundesliga, it's forbidden to have this name. So that's why, but I don't really understand it, because we have a Bayern with Leverkusen in the same league, and I think it's the same, even it's Bayern or Red Bull, Bayer or Red Bull. For me it's no difference, but I think they will change it in a few years, maybe in 10 years they get the possibility to change it. Maybe it takes longer, but I think Red Bull and Leipzig are not too focused on this topic, because they are focused on their success, and I think they will be successful in the next few years still. And even when Red Bull says they don't want to invest more in football. I think they built a good base to stay successful, and to reach targets which they have, because they have the brains and the manpower to be successful. That was my presentation of RB Leipzig. I think they are a bit too hated, but in an interview you can see it. It wasn't German, but if you understand German, watch the interview and you will also think you don't understand any fans. Yes, in Germany. But even though I think all of the world, it's very difficult to understand fans. So have fun with the next videos, and I hope you enjoyed it.